Catherine, the Princess of Wales, wowed the world with her very fashionable display at Trooping the Colour. Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh, looked great not only at Trooping, but at the Order of the Garter ceremony as well. We have Queen Matilda looking absolutely fabulous. Queen Maxima doing a fantastic fashion tour of the United States, and so many other royal ladies. In fact, this episode is going to be hard because it's almost good and great. There are some great, fantastic, absolutely amazing fashion looks this week, and then some that I would say are okay, and then one definitely that is the worst look of the week, which features a man wearing a skirt. So yes, we are going to go into all of this today because this is the best and worst of royal fashion ending on today. So that's June 17th. So if you love everything royal and fashion, or in fact, if you have a passion for royal fashion, this is your channel. So feel free to hit that subscribe button. We do kind of on tiaras, we do fashion videos, unboxings, all these sorts of things, much of it related to royal and royal watching. So again, if you guys want to hit that subscribe button, I would love to have you back. And I am wearing my Ana Lucia diamonds today, my diamond earrings, my hoop ones, my necklace here. I got my 10s bracelet, of course. If you guys love quality diamond jewelry for a great price, Ana Lucia is definitely the way to go because they are lab created diamonds, but yes, they still give you that immense sparkle, because one of the best things about royal watching is the royal sparkle. And I don't mean the ladies, I mean the diamonds. So again, guys, I'm so glad to have you here, and let's get into it. So let's start with Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh, who is looking absolutely fabulous at Tripping the Colour in this Beulah London dress here, which I absolutely love. This is the first time that she's worn the lemon color. She actually has this exact same dress in 2 other colors, and I don't blame her because it looks absolutely fabulous. It is a Yavi design. We also have a Julia Barella jewelry and a Jane Taylor hat. And so she has, oh, it just looks so gorgeous. I think the yellow goes exceptionally well with her coloring. This pale yellow looks really, really good with her blonde hair, her blue eyes. I think it really, really pops in a fabulous way. And Queen Camilla doesn't look that bad here either. And I just want to give a big shout out because, again, absolutely love this look. I love Beulah London. I love most of their dresses, and I think this one's definitely a showstopper. But also, big shout out to Sophie and her daughter, Lady Louise, who also looks absolutely fabulous as they shared the carriage back with the Duke of Kent. So on their way over to Trooping the Colour and the military parade, so it was actually Lady Louise who's actually sat opposite them. But on the way back, it started to absolutely pour rain. And so the ladies had to just huddle together there. And the hand of the elderly man you see there is the Duke of Kent. So the Duke of Kent made way for Lady Louise to be on their side. He's getting rather older in years, so definitely not good for him to be out in the rain. And they looked, though, great when they got back to the balcony, but that ride back, that was a little messy for sure. And next we have the absolutely lovely Queen Matilda of the Belgians. And she's wearing a Nathan Couture top and skirt and Gianvito Rossi pumps. And I've got to say, I have a sort of a love-hate relationship with Nathan. I actually really like this. You could almost say the skirt is a little bit too full, but I think she looks absolutely lovely. I think this look is amazing. It's incredible. I think there's just something very, very elegant about it. So I just wanted to give mad props here to Queen Matilda. So first here we have on the worst dress list, I do have to give it to Princess Beatrice, and not because I don't like the dress. I actually absolutely love the dress. But I feel like this dress, usually these dresses are worn for like royal occasions, like Trooping. This is another Beulah London dress. She has, I believe, Dolce & Gabbana heels on here and a Monsieur Gabriel bag. And although I love this style dress, I think it's gorgeous. I actually do own it as well, the blue color that she wore to the Queen's Platinum Jubilee service at St. Paul's. What I think when I look at this look is that it just looks sort of unkempt. Even here, if you can tell here, if I can get this to zoom in, it's actually the buttons are off. So you can actually, that's actually her skin. That's not another button. And so I feel like she should have maybe, this is an instance where she should have taken like a look in the mirror before walking out and maybe even did something with her hair or whatever, because it just looks, it like looks so fancy. And yet at the same time, she also looks a bit unkempt. So here you can really see how like something went wrong with the buttons here. And that's just something, I mean, it happens. It happens to the best of us. Trust me. I actually went into, I had a button up dress, and it like, it was a little close to like popping, and I went into Best Buy and I came out and I realized that the button in the middle of my bosom area had come undone, and I was like, how long was that undone? I don't know. It's a little scary, but you know, it happens to the best of us. But especially if you maybe know perhaps a photog is there, and she probably didn't, but it might be just a good idea, especially if it's a possibility, to make sure you just double check your look before you're walking out. I just think that's a lesson we can all learn. And next, we have making her triumphant return to Sweden, Princess Madeline, whose family is relocating back to Sweden after spending the last several years in Florida. And we've already seen her at a lot of royal events. And I'm sure she's kind of thinking to herself, this is why I left Sweden. So I want to be photographed all the time when I went to do different things. But I'm so glad to see her back in Sweden because I enjoy watching her fashion. And this is, I think, a great fashion moment. So she's at a 80th birthday dinner for her mom. This was a private one at Dronningham Palace. And her mom actually had her birthday in December. So I don't know why we're doing a bunch of parties now. They're like all private parties. But I think she looks absolutely fabulous here. She is wearing an Ida Sosted skirt here, which I think is actually absolutely fabulous. And I like this rendition better than the initial one she wore, where she had kind of a high neck, flowy top. And I think actually this skirt, because it is so detailed and 3D and everything, looks a lot better when you are just actually having a very simple top. And so I think this actually balances out the look much better. She has Marchesa shoes, Bottega Veneta clutch, and she's also wearing the cameo earrings, the famous cameo tiara from the set. So the other thing I'm so excited about is that more Princess Madeline means more tiaras and jewelry that we can see. So I'm just so excited that she is back in Sweden. All right, next we got for the best dressed here, Zara Phillips Tyndall. For some reason, I know she's Tyndall, but she's been Phillips but she's been Tyndall for so long. So I always have a hard time. I kind of debate between Phillips Tyndall or just Tyndall. And so she is wearing a Rebecca Valence Versailles dress here. And she has a Strathberry bag and Aquazzura pumps. And so I think I just love, it actually reminds me of Jenny Packham, to be quite honest. But I love the detail here. I love in the pop of gold against black. I think it looks great. I think she looks great. Black tends to look great on blondes. I'm told oftentimes if I wear black that everybody thinks it looks great. So it must be a blonde, and blondes look great in black type thing. So I just think she looks absolutely fabulous here. Mike Tyndall doesn't look too bad himself. She's hired a new stylist, is my understanding, and I think it's done her really, really well. So next we have Queen Letizia of Spain, who I actually think looks fantastic in the lavender of the suit. I just hate the cut of it. And for a different woman, this suit might look better, but Letizia is very petite. She's rather tall. My understanding is that she's about 5'7". So she's taller than you might think. But she's also rather petite. She's very, very slender. And so I feel like a boxy look like this does literally no favors for her. And I know that's where the suits are going, but I really think on her, it just looks especially bad. And this is a Bliss Madrid suit. And I think some of it too is because she can't wear heels. She has motor neurons. She also broke some of her toes, I guess. So she's having just a lot of issues. So I know she can't wear heels. And so she has been wearing flats for the last month or so. But at the same time, I feel like wearing the boxy suit with the tennis shoes really drags down the look. And I know she's wearing ones that are comfortable and everything, but I just wonder if she can find something else. She does have some black flats that she can wear, which wouldn't look good with this. But I just wonder, I know she may go back to wearing at least kitten heels after too long here, but I really wish she would invest in some more flats that are like different colors, because I know it's part of it's just comfort and what happened with her toes and everything. But the white tennis shoes are starting to get a little old. And I just feel like I know it's a physical thing, but I just wonder if there's something else that could look better. That's just my thought. And again, I just think boxiness, all of this, the fit is sort of terrible and doesn't work on her. It might work on a different woman with a different body type, but it just doesn't look good on Letizia. And she does look great in suits, but they need to be tailored tightly to her because that's the ones that look best. So we got a lot to talk about with Queen Maxima because she did a tour of the States, and I honestly think she looked pretty good at every event. And this is actually surprisingly a Natan look. So yes, I don't always like Natan couture. This is actually new, but I actually think this looks pretty gosh darn good. And so I give mad props for this one. I also liked this look as well, another Natan piece. So yes, they can make some good things. It can make some stinkers as well. You can tell it did get a little wrinkled as she sat, but there wasn't actually a good long picture of it, though I did find one now that I'm looking at it, but it's still not in great detail. So, but it does, do like the brocade here, and I think she looks pretty gosh darn good. I also like this look. I especially like the nude. Again, we got Natan, but it looks pretty good here. And I liked this pattern dress. The fascinator is great. She's actually in New York City, obviously. And I've never seen from Gianvito Rossi these dark green leather pumps. I swear Maxima and some of the other ladies have Gianvito Rossi pumps in like every single color of the rainbow, like so many. And although we have identified the clutch and the shoes, apparently the dress remains unidentified. I think it looks fabulous, but not all looks were super great. I believe this is another Natan look. I don't really like the culottes and whatever this top thing is. I'm not really. I'm gonna give this look a thumbs down. And I like this look in theory. I just feel like there's something weird going on with the bodice right there, or like the midriff area. Because it looks like apparently the original dress, which is a Carolina Herrera, had like a big bow on this end, which it looks like they removed or tried to do something different with. And it doesn't look like it's fitted super well on the top, but I like the color scheme. But this definitely has to be my favorite look of the trip. She was in Savannah, Georgia here. And I just think with the backdrop of the trees and the green, this white dress just really shines. I think she looks absolutely incredible here. Great for the southern weather, which is very hot and humid, especially in some place like Savannah. And so she's apparently wearing a Dior V-neck midi dress in white from 2017, which I definitely see the lovely construction of Dior there, because I think they're kind of known for their fit and kind of the way they fit their waist. She has an Hermes clutch, a Gianvito Rossi pumps, of course. And what I liked about this look as well is that she paired it with a cardigan, which was brown, which matched the accents of the pieces she already had. So I think the brown, the white, the gold all melds together really well here into a fantastic piece. And one look I forgot to mention is her look the first day when she arrived in Atlanta. Although I love the movement of this dress, I feel like for what they were doing, it was sort of a bit over the top. Because yes, they're on an official visit and everything. Just felt like Max. Just a lot of Max with the bright red, the cape. It just felt a little much here. Another Natan piece. The pumps were Natan and Sophie Habsburg clutch. But I do like the look. I even like the fascinator. But I feel like for what they were doing, because they were just going around the city of Atlanta, it was pretty low key. This was sort of an over the top look. So especially because they were laying a wreath at the grave of Martin Luther King Jr. So a little much for that, I think. And Sophie looked fantastic today as well for the Order of the Garter ceremony. She's wearing a Zimmermann dress, Strathberry clutch, and Prada nude pumps. And I gotta say, I think this looks absolutely fabulous. I love that she's chatting with William. They actually did their first solo engagement together, and I think he introduced people to her and said, "This is my Aunt Sophie." And so I just love that. I thought that was so sweet. Again, loving this Zimmermann dress. I'd love to find it. And the fascinator, it's divine. And it's from Jane Taylor Millery. So I would actually love that. And so it is a bespoke apparently, but it looks like the design is already there, but she bespoked the colors, and I would not mind buying that fascinator. Although I'm sure it's quite expensive. I usually get the cheap ones from John Lewis. That's what I do. I go to the John Lewis location on between the Bond Street and Oxford Street station exits in Oxford Street is where you go. So that is what I do. Right. Next, we got Queen Letizia of Spain in this white lace trimmed linen blouse and some pants from the Own Project. And she is also wearing some sneakers as well. And again, she is petite, but this top totally overwhelms her. Even with the sort of slicked back pants, she looks, I don't know, like Hulk Hogan or something. I don't know. It's just kind of a terrible look. I think it really overwhelms her. Again, she looks better with things. You can add a bit of volume because she doesn't have much, but this is too much. This is just looking, I mean, I would almost say she looks a bit silly, to be quite honest. I would really say she looks silly. So I have to give this one a big thumbs down. All right, guys. So next we have a Crown of Princess Victoria in this dress, which I actually really like. Sometimes I don't like Victoria's look all that much. And I just really wish there was even a picture of her this week, and I didn't include this dress on the list, and maybe I should have, where her hair just looks really frizzy. Like it's just really damaged. And so I just wonder, I know she likes to keep her hair up like this, but her hair just looks super damaged. And so just wonder what's going on. But anyways, I really do like this dress. It's by Timo. And it is actually pretty well priced at only $465. And she has this clutch, this Rizzo brand of sandals, and an Airbro clutch. And so this is again part of her mother's like birthday festivities. They're actually going on the Norwegian royal yacht here. And I just think that she looks great here. I really do like this look. I think this looks pretty good. And her sister has a similar dress from a much more expensive designer. I'm not sure which one I like best, but I do think I would actually buy this dress. And so I'm just super excited. But I also do my hair quite differently than Victoria. I just wish again she would sort of match the severity of the way she does her hair with her very floral dresses because it feels like a really big imbalance. All right, next we have the two best dressed looks of the week. I got to pick two, and we're going to go with one first and then we'll end on the last one. But the first one, I got to say, because I know everybody will want me to end on a particular last one, but this one I saw, guys, and I was absolutely in love with it. And that is this suit from Queen Maxima. Again, I think it's Nathan. Let me double check. Oh no, this is actually from Clays Iverson. And I love this suit. I love the pop of color, the green pop of color here on the shoulder. You'll actually recognize she is actually wearing the same fascinator that she did in New York. I love the emerald earrings. This is just fabulous. I love this little splash of green here in the corner. It's just awesome. It just, I feel like elevates the suit and makes it more interesting. I mean, suits oftentimes the best suits are the ones that are cut really well. And so this one's cut pretty well from what I can tell, but it really is a suit that does it. The pop of color here, I think this puts it into a great realm. She's also wearing some Nathan Couture shoes, but she is christening a ship, which I believe is named, or two ships named, one named Maxima and one named Alexia or something like that. One of her daughters is named Alexia. So it seems very fitting that she christened this ship, and she definitely gave them a great look to do so. Now, before we get to the other best dress look of the week, we have to go with the worst look of the week. I don't know what they're wearing, but this is hideous. This is all sorts of hideous, guys. So this is Princess Martha Louise of Norway and her fiance, who is a shaman dude who's very sketchy. And is seemingly to wear a skirt here. And it's been kind of interesting because she has been super obsessed with trying to tell everybody how great he is. And nobody is buying it, to like the point where one day she was like trying to argue with people and showed that his house in California, his childhood home, was worth a lot of money, which is kind of dumb because any house in California might have been cheap at one point and then it's worth a lot now. So her point, like there was like 30-40 years difference between, like, so it was just kind of dumb. So this is all sorts of awfulness. And of course, you guys know the other best dress look of the week is, of course, Catherine, the Princess of Wales. In this Jenny Packham dress, she has Jimmy Choo shoes on here, a mulberry clutch, and a Philip Tracy hat. And this is an upcycled dress that she wore to the coronation brunch, as far as we can tell. And it has the addition of this bow. And I think this look is absolutely fabulous. I love actually her little smile here. I think this is a pretty great little smile, but I just think this look is very fantastic. Obviously, it's been her first public appearance since returning to royal duties, and I think she smashed it out of the park. I do sort of like these earrings, and I sort of don't. They are Cassandra Gold earrings, and so they are pretty pricey, actually, at around 4,000 pounds. And so they are very pricey here, but I think, again, this is a great look, a great return to form for Catherine. There's a bit of debate whether the trim here is dark navy or black. The clutch appears to be black. You can go with black. And I did find a dupe. It is a sleeveless dupe, but I did find one. So if you guys are interested, I will link that. I think it was at a pretty good price. And so anyways, guys, that is it for this week. I hope you guys all enjoyed the return of Catherine, the Princess of Wales. I'm so glad to see her back, even if it is just for this event and then we don't see her for a while. So glad to see she's doing well. So guys, again, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you oh so soon. Bye.